Thanks, Michael. I appreciate the opportunity on the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. There's 17 of them. They're aspirational. They work with all countries. The 193 member states of the UN have gotten together and agreed on them. Indonesia has done a very good job in terms of reducing poverty. The last 30 years, Indonesia has reduced poverty from 50%, but we're still at about 11% poverty rate. And the other thing you mentioned about poverty, the other thing that's very important to note about Indonesia that's happening in many other countries is inequality. In other words, the gap between the rich and the poor get wider and wider. The Indonesian economy has done a very good job, and I know that we're going from $1 trillion to a $2 trillion economy, which presents a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs. And that is moving many, many people in Indonesia, 80 to 100 million people up into the middle class ranks, which is very significant for business, entrepreneurship opportunities, and for the economy to move ahead quite robust. But the SDGs is important to point out because we don't want to leave anybody behind. There may be economic opportunities, there may be very good structures and response to poverty alleviation, but there's still poverty and poor people that all of us need to address and help in Indonesia in the future, especially the next 15 years with the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs.
But in your opinion, what is the most striking reason out there that caused this problem?
Well, for me and for the Sustainable Development Goals, I think the most important thing for all of us to work together and for entrepreneurs to understand and for communities to realize, education is extremely important. In order for Indonesia to be competitive in a very big world, with ASEAN opening up into an ASEAN economic community, the quality of education needs to rise. The other thing that's very important to point out is healthcare. The President is working on a universal healthcare coverage. Another aspect, the third one that I want to mention, is the demographic dividend. Indonesia has a tremendous population. Over half of the 255 million people in Indonesia are under the age of 30. Indonesia has an opportunity to capitalize, to use that workforce, to up the value chain, to move more into the low end, the higher end manufacturing, to move into the IT sector, to take advantage of the infrastructure projects and the infrastructure interventions, to work more on IT and even working more on the e-commerce potential that Indonesia has. So we all have to find ways with the Sustainable Development Goals as an aspirational goal to help young people move into the economy, to help young people get the appropriate education that they can have to move into the economy and have a business climate and an environment that they can succeed in with less bureaucracy, stronger government services, and skills and talents to help them and Indonesia move stronger into the future. Michael.